After a bomb of a remake for Saints Row, a cocky gaming studio faces the unfortunate consequences of their own actions.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
I'm Troy from Arcs on Games, and today we're talking about a disaster for Volition Games that got the studio shuttered. Now, on with the story. The link to the article I'm referencing from Bounding Into Comics can be found in the video description. Embracer Group shuts down Volition Games after disastrous Saints Row reboot. Volition Games announced that they are being shuttered by Embracer Group following the company's disastrous Saints Row reboot. Embracer Group previously announced significant restructuring that would occur across its portfolio back in June. The company's CEO, Lars Wingefors, noted at the time that the restructuring would include, but not be limited to, closing or divestments of some studios and the termination or pausing of some ongoing game development projects. He continued, it will also include decreased spending on non-development costs such as overhead and other operating expenses. We will reduce third-party publishing and put greater focus on internal IP and increasing external funding of large-budget games. In a post to LinkedIn, who the hell posts to LinkedIn? Volition announced that they were one of the studios to be permanently terminated. It reads, the Volition team has proudly created world-class entertainment for fans around the globe for 30 years. We've been driven by a passion for our community and always worked to deliver joy, surprise, and delight. This past June, Embracer Group announced a restructuring program to strengthen Embracer and maintain its position as a leader in the video game industry. As part of that program, they evaluated strategic and operational goals and made the difficult decision to close Volition effective immediately, the company announced. The post concluded, to help our team, we are working to provide job assistance and help smooth the transition of our Volition family members. We thank our customers and fans around the world for all the love and support over the years. You will always be in our hearts.
Sure, Jan.
This is just a bunch of corporate gobbledygook speak, and basically they said nothing, with also saying, hey, we're shutting down, but, we can't go into details why. So here's a form letter where we plug in company names, etc., and we're going to help all those unemployed, maybe, I guess, to try to save face and all of that. But either way, the closure comes after the company's most recent release, Saints Row, was wildly panned by players. Moving down the article a bit, skipping most of the political commentary, because that is not really what we do here on this channel. The development staff also derided potential players for disliking a number of changes the game was making. In one instance, Twitter user Gavinator6429 wrote, I know you won't listen, but if you want fans to stop complaining and giving y'all maybe, just maybe, replace these clowns and give us the real Saints. Doesn't even have to be the old crew, just real gangsters. That would honestly clear up a lot of the hate you guys are getting. Saints Row responded with a GIF reading, haters gonna hate. In response, Gavinator6429 replied, if anything, I'm not a hater. I've been defending you guys since people called you a GTA clone, which wasn't true at all. Now, I feel like I wasted my time defending you guys. As the boss once said, the Saints used to mean something. Only MF that seems to remember that is me and Gat. Saints Row responded, we are not backing down on this game. We get it, it's new, and it's a shock reaction to a reboot like no other. The GIF was supposed to convey that.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Upon release, the game was relentlessly mocked and described as the worst game of 2022. Michael Does Life tweeted, New Saints Row is an abomination and will go down as the worst game of 2022, 3 out of 10. He then listed a number of problems with the game. NPCs barely react to anything the player does, worse AI than Cyberpunk, no cheat codes, lazy VA performances, nothing to do within the world unless it's marked on the map. Sael, I believe is how it's pronounced, encouraged people not to purchase the game, writing 100 plus bugs join the Saints Row SEA of red flags. This dated, janky, soulless mess asks $60 for canceled CW show writing, cheap VA, royalty-free music, and bonehead bullet sponge AI. Hashtag Saints Row devs, we are not backing down. On this husk, LOL, the game's sales would crater in the United Kingdom just a week after release, with Games Industry reporting Saints Row saw an 80% drop in sales compared to last week and falls to number 6. Wingafor would recognize that the game was not being received well by fans, commenting on the game during the company's annual general meeting in 2022. He said, obviously, personally I had hoped for a greater reception of the game. It's been a very polarized view. There is a lot of things that could be said in details around it. But on one hand, I'm happy to see a lot of gamers and fans happy. At the same time, I'm a bit sad to see also fans are not happy, so it's difficult. Wing of Fours did admit that the game would probably have a return on investment, but not to what they were hoping. On the financial side, I know, or I'm confident, we will make money. On the investment, will it have as great return of investment that we have seen in many other games? Not very likely. But we will make money, and that's a very good starting point at least.
Everything that guy just says bullshit.
YouTuber Vera Dark reacted to the news that Embracer Group was shutting down Volition, saying,
"But I can't really feel that bad for them after they disregarded what fans wanted and antagonized us. I mean, their community manager called us terrorists for criticizing their half-ass product."
This seems like another instance of
sheer hubris.
And also just plain not listening to your fans. The paying customers. I'm not saying that you need to appease everyone. That's an impossible task, especially with gamers. You also don't have to lend credence to every person calling you out on X, but when someone seems to be criticizing you in good faith at least, it's not the best course of action to go back at them with an arrogant diss.
Not a great plan.
Also, saying we're not backing down on this about a pure bomb of a game is probably the dumbest self-own that you could have put out there.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
There are many reasons why you could say that this game failed. It was buggy, it was clunky, it didn't add anything new of any value to the game series, and it was really unnecessary and not needed. It definitely wasn't wanted, it played identity politics, which is always a bad move, and they antagonized their own fan base.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Also, considering that Saints Row was pretty much the one and only bullet that this studio had in their proverbial gun, and this bullet was a dud, I'm not shocked at all that they finally got shut down. Comment with your thoughts on this. What did you all think about it? Did you play the original Saints Row? Were you a fan? Did you play the reboot? If so, did you like it? Are you upset, happy, or neutral on Volition shutting down for good? Let me know in the comments section. Also, please share this video around to everyone you know, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click that little bell to be notified every time we post brand new content. I've been Troy from Marks on Games, and we'll see you next time.